Tonight, Dr. Janet Watson is here to talk about why some children may need to have their tonsils and adenoids removed. Good evening, Dr. Watson. It's great to have you here.
Thanks, Larry. It's nice to be here.
Before we begin, and you must have heard this before, you look just like former Alaskan Governor Sarah Palin.
Oh, you betcha, Larry. I get that all the time.
Right. So then, why should some kids get their tonsils out?
That's a great question. We should really talk about tonsillectomy, or getting the tonsils out, versus adenoidectomy, or getting the adenoids out, and finally adenotonsillectomy, when you get both out. For the tonsils only, you would have surgery, if they were so large, that they interfered with normal swallowing. Another reason would be a child who experiences frequent episodes of tonsillitis, caused by strep, which is not responding to typical antibiotics. Lastly, some children with peritonsillar abscess may need surgery. I should mention, however, that these are not evidence-based, universally agreed upon rules, but rather the general consensus opinion among surgeons and pediatricians.
Fascinating. In my day, we all got our tonsils out. I'm not sure why. What about the adenoids?
Well, Larry, the adenoids sit behind the nose, and if they are enlarged it can interfere with breathing, especially during sleep. You see these kids who are always breathing through their mouths, and at night when they sleep, they can have really bad obstruction. The parents may say they snore like an old man.
Please, don't ask my new wife about me.
Don't worry, but these kids toss and turn, and can't breathe well when they sleep. We call this obstructive sleep apnea syndrome, or OSAS. They end up being tired the next day, and can be cranky, hyperactive and have trouble in school. Over time, this apnea can cause a strain on the heart even.
So if the parent tells the doctor their kid snores, they get their adenoids out.
The way to be sure it's necessary is to have the child get a sleep study, where we record the child's breathing, oxygen level and other things while they sleep. It turns out that combined adenotonsillectomy has been proven to cure more than 75% of OSAS. It's unclear if adenoidectomy alone is as good. If surgery fails to relieve the sleep obstruction, then the child may need to have a CPAP machine. At this point, however, surgery is considered the first line of treatment.
Thank you, Dr. Watson. I've always wondered about this. Tune in tomorrow night, when we'll learn about treating ringworm from someone who looks just like former Vice President Al Gore. Good night.